Welcome to Book Talks with our Freedom Librarians. In our book talks, our amazing Freedom Librarians, Ms. Bowen and Ms. Alphin, are going to share one book that they recommend to students from a chosen genre. Today's genre is horror. First is Ms. Bowen.
Every family has secrets. Growing up as an adopted child has never been easy for Adrian, but he always did his best to get along with his sister, Grace. Grace never wanted anything to do with him, and they competed constantly. When their scientist parents die in a terrible laboratory fire, Adrian and Grace go their separate ways. Years later, Adrian gets a cryptic text from an unknown number suggesting that Grace is behind the death of their parents and has stolen their research to claim as her own. Adrian needs to pursue the truth to find out what happened, and he realizes that some family secrets can turn deadly. To find out what happens, read The Blood Between Us by New York Times bestselling author Zach Brewer.
The darkness is good. The darkness is safe. The things in the light can't get us here. 3 families live beneath the surface of the earth, driven underground to a bunker by a cataclysmic event where the sun burned their skin, causing searing pain and death. 10 years have passed since they first hid underground. They're told that it is not safe to return, and now there are monsters on the surface. They must remain below in the bunker. One night, Sash wakes to banging on the hatch door to the surface. She looks through the window and sees nothing. The hatch door is keeping them safe. Sash looks through the window one more time for good measure, and this time, something looks back. Have the monsters found them? Read The Buried by Melissa Gray to find out.
Hi there, my name is Mr. Schwartz, and I am a health and PE teacher as well as driver education teacher. I think the answer always is to slow down. Studies show that slower speeds are safer, and when we have anything such as rain, snow, ice, heavy traffic, it's a lot safer to always slow it down so that you have more time to react and prepare for any situation. I think the perfect mindset with driving is to not only do things in the car to keep yourself safe, but make sure that you're actively searching, looking around, preparing for other people that share the road with us all. Because I think we can try to do everything that we do in the car correctly, but we always have to watch out for other people and mistakes that they might make. And so making sure that you're well aware of your surroundings so that you can stay safe. I think the biggest thing while sharing the road while being a pedestrian is just being aware where other cars could come from. With us living in a community where there could be a lot of pedestrians, it's really important that we're following crosswalks, making sure that we're crossing in crosswalks, and then always double checking to make sure that there's no cars coming before we cross the street. Well, studies have shown that enough fatigue can have similar effects of someone consuming alcohol than driving. And so we want to make sure that when we are driving that we're well rested and prepared to actively be able to drive. If you feel that you are tired or fatigued, it's actually best to maybe find a ride, an Uber, or rest up before you start driving. I think the biggest thing with making sure that you're staying safe is getting plenty of experience. I feel like the more situations that you get a chance to experience and to go through and have, I think the better driver that you in the long run become.
I am Korean.
I am Vietnamese.
I am actually both Korean and Japanese.
I'm Vietnamese. And I'm Vietnamese Chinese.
I am Asian.
I'm an Asian too, but more specifically, I am an Indian Asian.
I'm South Asian, specifically from Punjab, India.
Xin chào. Hi, I'm Amy Tran and I'm a sophomore. I'm Asian, specifically Vietnamese.
And I'm Pakistani.
My culture means a lot to me. It's part of my identity, how I was raised, and what I see in the world and what I believe in.
I mean, I guess it means a lot. Like, I have the culture that my parents were able to pass down to me, like being Vietnamese. But then, like, also, like, I grew up in America. I was born and raised in Northern Virginia. So, like, being able to have both cultures and then create my own, like, I guess my culture is myself, right? Like, grew up with both cultures and we're able to blend them together to have my own experiences.
What our culture means to us is that we get to spend time with family and those closest to us, and also bond over the many similarities that we share due to our heritage.
To me, I think my culture is where I come from, where I belong. So more specifically, I am a Hindu Brahmin, which is what I identify myself as. And so everything that goes following up with whatever goes with being a Hindu and a Brahmin is where I come from.
My culture not only means my identity, but how I represent myself and how I connect with my family, since I only spent a bit of my childhood in Vietnam.
My culture makes up my identity and my overall lifestyle. It makes me feel unique and I live comfortably because of it.
Culture means the practices that were performed by our ancestors that we continue to do.
To me, I think my culture means respect and community, and that is what makes Vietnamese culture different from others. For instance, showing respect to elderly people. In Vietnam, people are more friendly and they tend to offer help, even if that person is a stranger.
Our favorite part about our heritage is our food. For example, I like my mom's jaya or her egg rolls. Our family recipe has been passed down for many generations, and now they're passed down to me, and now I help her make that stuff.
Some of my favorite things about my heritage is all the fun traditions there are. So we dress up in our yais, and we play games that are like specific to our culture.
What I love about my culture is the food. Like, the food is divine. Like, we practically invented spices, so like, it's chef's kiss.
It would probably be like, communicating with my family members and enjoying the food there, because it's like I like all the food that they have and it's very fun.
Heritage is so diverse. That's the beauty of the Indian culture. I think people identify us with so many things: the colorful clothing, the food. But if I were to pick one thing, I would say it's the traditions. I think the traditions that we follow back home are like none other. Like, yes, every country has their beautiful ways of doing things, but I admire the traditions.
My favorite part of my heritage is the dances, music, and clothing. Each of these are very detailed in the South Indian culture and has beautiful designs and meanings that they express.
I like food the best and feel like I belong to a culture with a rich history, work ethic, cuisine, and beautiful landscapes.
This is just a thought that I had the other day, but I was really appreciating how many new movies and TV shows bring in a lot of Asian American actors who can tell their stories. So the two that really come to mind are Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then Beef was really good too. I really love seeing those stories, and I think a lot of people can relate to it. Even if you're not Asian American, it's really nice to be able to see that perspective and hear from other people, and I really love those stories in particular.
But sadly, our society makes fun of cultures and really dehumanizes people of color. It results in having ignorance for cultures. But I want to let you know that I went through that, and I was able to find my passion for my culture again, which, after I was flooded with adoration, I'm really glad that I fell back into it again.
Did you know she's Asian too? Happy AAPI month!
Thank you so much to Emmy for doing this and doing something for AAPI month. It really means a lot.
That was awesome! You did so good! I'm very proud of you!
Hello and welcome back to the Sports Report with me, your host, Leo Amla. Today I'll be covering NBA playoffs, Premier League, NHL playoffs, and Freedom Athletics. The NBA playoffs are in full swing with some exciting games and surprising upsets. In the Western Conference, the Denver Nuggets have won the championship, sweeping the Lakers in 4 games, so they are now moving on to the NBA championship. In the Eastern Conference Championship, the Miami Heat are currently up 3-0 against the Celtics, and the only way the Celtics can possibly turn this around is by winning 4 straight, which I definitely do not see happening, so I got the Heat winning and moving on to the NBA Finals. In the Premier League, Manchester City have won the league for the 5th time in 6 seasons. I know I've been talking a lot about the top 3, but today I'm going to shine a little bit of light on the bottom 3. Southampton have been relegated, and Leeds and Leicester City are 1 win away from either being safe or being relegated from the Premier League altogether. Moving on to the NHL, it's looking like the Florida Panthers versus the Las Vegas Golden Knights is going to be our Stanley Cup Finals. The Golden Knights are currently up 3-0 against the Stars in their series, and the Panthers are also up 3-0 against the Hurricanes. Now finally, in Freedom Athletics, congratulations to baseball for winning the Cedar Run District Championship. Next week, lacrosse, baseball, tennis, and girls soccer continue their respective tournaments, and so be sure to look on the Freedom Athletics website for times and locations for those events. Anyways, that is all for this episode of the Sports Report. I'll see y'all next week with another episode.